Hey ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I got myself looking all spiffy for you today because we're doing the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal Canadians. The most epic franchise in the NHL history. Like to be claimed by the Leafs, but it's not because Montreal puts solid teams out constantly. Is iconic. They are an amazing franchise. To be as competitive as they are quite regularly, with not having a huge budget, but still a good budget, is amazing. They've had some of the best goaltending ever, without a doubt. Probably as far as franchises go, they are known for bringing up amazing goaltenders. And they have now the best goaltender in the world by quite a long shot, which is makes it difficult to analyze or evaluate how good everybody in the organization is. When you have somebody that's so good like Price, it's hard to evaluate a guy like Bergeron, the general manager, and Therrien as a coach. I don't know, honestly, I don't know how good Therrien as a coach really is. He's very awkward, I guess you would say. He does things, I wouldn't even say different, just awkwardly. He has a way of coaching and getting the best out of his players that tends to grate on players, but on the same note, they seem to all love him. So it's a very odd contrast. However, there are a few players that have wanted out, and Bergeron obliges. He backs him up 100% all the time. As I've mentioned here before, though, good coaches tend to get the best out of their goaltenders. But in this regard, I think you're talking about a goaltender that wouldn't matter who his coach was. Like, he is absolutely brilliant, up there with Waz and Hasek's, that Sawchuk's, like, greatest of all time. And when you have a goaltender like that, you can win without having the greatest teams. And I think Montreal Canadiens have made the playoffs and made it far into the playoffs with not the greatest teams at times. That being said, Bergeron he makes decisions that make me kind of scratch my head, but tend to work out at the same time. We have to talk, of course, about the Weber for Subban trade. And again, analytics people scream, no way, Montreal, you don't do that, forget it, that's a terrible deal. The old school guys say that Subban was a problem in the room, and analytics be damned, he didn't work for the chemistry of that organization, and you know what, they both could be right. But whatever it is, Weber seems to be working out perfect in Montreal. His style of game seems to lend well to the way Therrien coaches, and he seems even happier than he was in Nashville, which is odd because he really loved Nashville. But he really seems happy to be there. Might be just the personality he has. Subban's game definitely lends well to Laviolette and Nashville, which I'm going to get to right away, so I'll talk more about that later, and maybe as to why things aren't going as well for them. But the other moves he made, bringing Shaw in, I thought it was a little bit too much money for a third liner. But this is like an old school mentality that Therrien has. And maybe it's a good one. I mean, Tortorella has the same sort of thing, and he's successful, that you have to be difficult to play against. And Shaw sure is all of that. And he can put up some points. He's valuable in a lot of different ways. But I think he got a little more money than he should for the type of player he is. And at the end of the contract, it's going to look kind of silly. But who am I to say? They have Desjardins, and I thought Desjardins would be gone by now. I mean, I like him for what he is. He's a small centerman, and he's got a lot of heart and all of that. But they need size in that on that team. Losing Eller, they lose size, and Shaw is not really that big of a guy, although he plays a lot bigger than he is. Bringing in Radulov was, however, an excellent move, obviously. I loved him when he played for Nashville, and he's come back and played like that, but far more mature. It was a fantastic pickup. Kudos to him for that, and it's doing really well for him. They have Galchenyuk, who has been slow progressing, but he's doing not too bad. But when you look through the whole overall lineup, you don't say, hey, that's a Stanley Cup team right there. But all put together, they're obviously heading that direction right now. However, it is almost totally, I think, still to do with the fact that Price is back there. I've tried to look at other ways, but that he brought in Petrie, which was a nice deal. He's made nice deals. He's made deals that general managers make, fairly average general managers make. He has made some moves that I thought weren't going to work, and they did work. And I often wonder if that just has a lot to do with the fact that you play with so much confidence when you have a guy like Price there. He makes everybody better. When you have somebody, a goaltender like that behind you, when you have a goaltender that is the best in the world behind you, that makes everybody better. And I think that Price is definitely without a doubt the straw that stirs the drink there. Obviously, when he got injured, that slide was enormous. It's hard not to argue anything else but that. For the future of their organization, Sergachev was an excellent pickup. Their drafting has been okay. It's like everything, it's been okay. It's just you have Price. But Sergachev was really, really good. I actually thought the Oilers should have taken him even over Payarvi. Even though Columbus did what they did, I still think that they should have taken Sergachev for the same reasons why I think they should have took Murray instead of Yakupov back in that, because defensemen are just so valuable right now. Even if Sergachev is a little less of a defenseman than Payarvi is as a forward, at this time in this league he is more valuable. Here I am talking about the Oilers, but Sergachev was a fantastic pick, and they've made some decent picks. They've got McCarron and stuff, but overall, I would say that the general manager or the management and the coaching has been about C+, and the goaltending has been A++++++++. And then you got guys like Markov, he's probably still going to be a regular in the NHL post-mortem. Amazing NHL defenseman. I think he's been so underrated for so long, and I can't wait till he gets into the Hall of Fame, because he will. Because anybody that knows hockey knows that Markov has been one of the best defensemen in the league for a long time, and still is. He's incredible. He's unassuming. He doesn't make he doesn't stand out when he plays, but he always seems to make the right move. I'm sure there's a lot of things I should have probably talked about with Montreal here, but we've gone pretty long on it. I will say that the next time I go around through the teams here, I'm going to start getting into more what they should do in the futures and individual players, and talking about individual players. I believe Nashville is next, and I've been pretty normal today. So, hey, that's pretty good. That's my full 42, and I am off now to get these clothes off because I look way too professional. Have a great day.